Yo, what it is, it's the one, the only, but what do I know boxing. Back at you with another one. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. Another loss in the sport of boxing, man. We have a fighter, an Indonesian fighter by the name of Heru Purwanto. I don't know much about him. I actually never even heard of him. I think he fought on the same card that Guillermo Rigondeaux fought on. But it was this past weekend. It says that yesterday, he passed away. But it says the death of boxer Heru Tito, that's his nickname, is the 10th tragedy in the world of Indonesian sports, especially professional boxing. Heru, whose real name is Heru Purwanto, is a 35-year-old boxer from Malaysia. He died after losing by knockout to James Makoginta in a boxing fight at Halloween's club on Sunday night. No, so it wasn't the same day. It wasn't the same card as Guillermo. February 27, 2022. Oh man, this is a sad thing, man. People, and that's why I go so hard for these boxers, man. That's why you don't hear me calling these fighters bums, man. Because, bro, these people come out here, these fighters, they come out here and they fight. They fight for their family, and people don't even realize that the dangers that come with boxing, man. These people are putting their lives on the line to feed their family, and I just find it, I just feel like it's very disrespectful to call anybody that's feeding their family a bum, even if we don't know them. We could say, he's fought some no names, or they're no names, they are no big names, but I just find it disrespectful to call fighters bums, and they're stepping in the ring, putting their life on the line to feed their family. It doesn't sit right with me to call them bums. So that's why I go so hard, man. These fighters lose their life. People don't realize the brutal impact that boxing has, man. Boxing is not, you don't play boxing. Boxing, it's the reason why boxing is in the top 3 hardest sports ever, bro, because this is a brutal sport. The brain, the mind, the head is not meant to be hit. And when you have fighters that this is all they know, man, I'll never forget, it was a clip of Miguel Cotto. Matter of fact, I'll probably see if I can put it at the end of this video. It was a clip of Miguel Cotto, and after the Austin Trout fight, and his wife, he lost the fight, obviously. His wife, was crying, and she was just like, man, like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing you go through this. I'm tired of it. And Miguel Cotto, who's actually, is in my top 5 favorite fighters of all time. Yes, and don't forget, that's my list, so don't start bringing up the Sugar Ray Leonards. I wasn't around their time. But anyways, Miguel Cotto told her, he was just like, man, what else can I do? This is the only thing that I know how to do. This is all I know how to do. I don't know anything else. This is all I have. This is the only thing I know how to do with my life. This is the only good thing I know how to do. So, it just makes you appreciate these fighters, for putting their lives, at risk, and mainly to feed their family, but for also our entertainment purposes, man. And it's a tough sport, man. It's a tough sport. A lot of people don't even realize. A lot of people don't even know. Like, so those that follow boxing, they know back in the Muhammad Ali days, they were doing 15 rounds, and they were doing 50. It used to be 15 rounds, and a lot of people don't even know the whole reason why they don't do 15 rounds anymore was because of Ray Mancini and Dooku Kim. I can't remember his name. Dooku Kim or Dooku Kim or something like that. That fight was like in 1982, when Dooku Kim had died. That he died, and it was like the deaths that were being that was coming along. That's why they stopped the fight. That's when they initially stopped the 15 rounds and just made it 12 rounds because of the deaths that were going on in boxing, man. And then with just shit that's been happening, like just even here recently, man. I remember in 2019, I think we had like 4 deaths just in that year alone from boxing, man. One of the deaths that I remember was Patrick Day. Patrick Day. I actually fought somebody that ended up fighting Patrick Day, and Patrick Day, was fighting Charles Conwell. Charles Conwell, for y'all that don't know, was an Olympian, and he was knocked out in the fight and later died. And just the deaths and that was just one of 4 deaths that year. So boxing is a very, very, very brutal sport, man, and it just makes me appreciate fighters more, even fighters that we don't like, man. If you step in that ring, like even fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., also known as Julio Cartel. Shout out to the OG 78 Sports TV. But even fighters that we don't appreciate, man, the fact that you stepping in that ring, bro, people don't realize, man, it takes a whole nother level, a whole nother mindset to step in that ring, man, knowing that it's a possibility that you might not come out the same. And even just injuries that you never, man. I've been boxing I've been competing for boxing for the longest, over a decade. And it's injuries that I have that's never, like, that's gonna stick with me forever, bro. Like, my rib, one of my ribs. I shouldn't even be saying this shit because I'm still competing, whatever, bro. But it's just a sad situation, man, and it makes you appreciate boxing even more. So my thing is, I kind of wonder, like, what can be done. What can be done for y'all that don't even remember. Oh man, what's the dude's name? Oh man, shoot. He was from Puerto Rico. Oh, let me look him up. I'm sorry, man. I gotta look this up, man. It just popped into my mind too. Let me see. Boxer from Puerto Rico. Pritchard Colon. That's his name. Pritchard Colon. Y'all don't, man. Pritchard Colon. I can't remember the guy that he was fighting, man, but I remember watching that fight. He was getting rabbit punched the whole night, and the referee really wasn't doing too much of it. And then after he stepped out of the ring, he passed out. He passed out, and dude was he was in a coma. He was in a coma for like a year and a half. And now he's like he's just like, he's able to. And this was in 2015, and he's just, he's out of the coma now, but he's not, nothing about him is the same. It's almost like he's at a vegetable stage. Like, he can still, and it's crazy because he can still throw punches. Obviously they're not the same, but he can still, he still remembers his boxing stuff, but he's just not, he can't do anything by himself. He has to be wheelchaired around. He has to be fed, man. Like, he's not the same, and it's a sad sight to see. With Pritchard Colon, continuing to pray for him, but man, he's at a vegetable stage, man. Like, because he suffered so much brain damage, and it's sad to see, man. It's just really sad to see, and these things, this unfortunately, this comes with boxing, man. And it's just a sad thing, and that makes me appreciate the guys like Mayweather, the people people don't realize, like, they'll call Mayweather a runner, or any type, not even just Mayweather, any defensive fighter that keeps their defense first. They'll sit there and trash them, call them runners and shit like that. But at the end of the day, once their career is all said and done, boxing fans move on to the next. These fighters have to come home to a family, and so when you call Mayweather a runner and you try to trash him for his style and shit like that, it just shows that you've never stepped in a ring and you've never taken punches in your life. Why? It's nothing cool about taking punches, man. Because at the end of the day, man, my job is to fight, but ultimately get home to my family. So you guys gotta appreciate boxing more. You guys gotta appreciate these fighters in general that put their life on the line, not only for their family but for our entertainment purposes, man. So just something to look at, man. Let me know what you think, man. Please drop a comment, bro. Hit the subscribe button. But hey, what do I know?
Algo que se solo, ¿no? ¿Qué otra cosa puedo hacer? ¿Mm?